Alrighty, y'all, what is going on? It's your boy RickyMoto. Welcome back to yet another video. So finally, it is time to start working on this wrecked R3. So if you guys haven't seen my previous video going through this entire bike, basically this is a bike that one of my fans have dropped off over the past few weeks. Honestly, it's just been sitting here for like a week or two, just collecting dust. The weather has been just extremely harsh. It's been snowing and raining every single day. But this is the first day that it's actually nice out. And so today is going to be the first day that we're going to be wrenching on this thing and fixing it up and getting it ready to be ridden again. Now this is going to be an episodic series where we're going to be going through a couple of the repairs and even some modifications that we're actually going to be doing on this bike. But before we do all the mods, we got to get all the maintenance and the repairs done. So in this first episode, we're going to be addressing some of the main core issues. First is this clamp over here on the right side handlebar. As you can see, it is snapped off. We have to replace this, and we are going to also add the missing bar end weight over here. This is causing some stabilization issues, some alignment issues, some vibrations, and then we're also going to be replacing the rear right side rear set. As you can see, this whole peg over here is snapped off, and the brake lever is bent and being snagged under this metal piece, causing the brakes to get stuck and activating the rear brake light. I got a whole new rear set from eBay, second hand. I got a new bracket and a new bar end weight. So that's going to be the agenda for today. In another video, we'll be going through the oil service, spark plugs, stuff like that. We also have to put some air in the tires and adjust the chain, lubricate it. This bike is also very dirty right now. It's kind of rusty. The chain is completely worn out, so we got to address that as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's start working on this thing. So first things first, we're going to take off the bolt on top holding in this bracket piece. It's an 8mm. All right, it's coming loose, and this whole entire thing is like wobbling now, so I have to be real careful. Take that off. So here is the broken piece. This is the before, this is the after. They look to be exactly the same part, which is good. Now the bolt was missing on the bottom and I don't have a replacement. I'm gonna have to look for my own bolt, but yeah, essentially I can just put this through and the bottom one through and we should be good to go. We do also have to play around with the adjustment because as you can see, it's very loose and wobbly. So yeah, really simple, just thread it back in. We do have to kind of play with the adjustment because as you can see, it kind of wobbles around. You have to get the right angle here. But for the time being, since I don't have a bottom bolt, I'm going to just tighten down this top 8mm for the time being. I'm going to find the right position. So I'm kind of just basing it off the left side handlebar, just kind of get an idea of where it should go. And also just following the grooves that were already marked on the bike. Kind of just playing with the alignment here. And it should be good like that. Okay. So even though we only have one bolt on top, it's actually really sturdy. It doesn't really move around much. That's also because the bracket does kind of hold it from the bottom anyway. Obviously, you still want to put that bottom bolt in, but at least for now, it seems to work. There's a good enough clearance here, so shouldn't be much of an issue. So next up is the right side throttle handlebar. This inner portion has fell out completely, so I did have to order a brand new weight. Now this bar end didn't actually come with this little bit at the end. This is actually my old R3's part. I kept it because I had some bar end mirrors and it didn't even come with the bolt, so I had to use my own bolt and my own bar end piece over here. And this is a whole brand new rod because so far, as you can see, it's just very loose. That's gonna come out easily. So I'm looking at the other one on the left side and it does look like there's some more like thickness to it. So I'm not sure. I will come back to this later because I don't want to put this in here and it doesn't work and it falls off in the road. So we'll address this issue in a bit after I do a bit more research. So now it is time to address the right side rear set. So this is the old one on the bike, and this is the second-hand one I picked up on eBay. And just kind of comparing it visually, it looks exactly the same. Now on the back of the new kit, we do have the brake reservoir in the back here with the hose. I'm not sure if I'm going to replace that because it's going to leak fluid if I try to open up the hoses. So there is a chance I might just replace this whole mechanism and leave a lot of the original stuff on here. But yeah, let's just take this apart and then we can get a better look as to how everything is put together. And now this whole thing is loosened up, and let's see if we can flip it to the back to get a better look underneath here. This is also my first time working on rear sets, so I don't really know exactly how they work. I'm going to take apart the old one just to kind of reverse engineer to see how everything goes together. Okay, so that comes out. Alright, so this whole part separates, which is good, because this is the part that I gotta replace. So that's one. Okay, so maybe I can just remove this retaining clip. I think that will actually help make it easier. So it looks like it's just a piece of metal that's been bent into shape. So if I just unbend that, I'm assuming you just kind of bend the metal outward just to release the clip. So as you can see, this metal has to be straight first, and then this pulls out. That's how you would release it. So there we go. Pulled out the pin. So now this should just come apart. There's a little O-ring gasket that comes out. This back pin pulls apart, and voila. So I've separated it. Okay, so now we're back to the original rear set here, and we just have to remove that one bolt in the back that is holding most of this together. Okay. Now, after we release that, we can separate these two pieces. Pop this bolt back out. Here, and there is a spring attached onto this lever, so we're gonna release those two springs. Okay, so now we have separated that, and now we have to do the same exact thing to the original brake lever here. We're gonna remove that pin. Okay, let's try this one more time. 10 millimeters, here we go. Voila, beautiful. So now let's take off the 10 mils on the back of this. All right, old one is out. Time to put the new one back in. So I'm gonna thread it in by hand first. Now we're gonna go back to the brake lever. We're gonna remove the clips on here the same way we did the other one. So I'm gonna straighten it out first. That makes it a lot easier. Okay, and now we can go ahead and go from the other side. Now I can just pull out that pin from the other side. Come on. There we go. All right, now I can remove the bolt. Old one is out, completely bent out of shape. This is the old right here. If you look at the curvature versus the new one, it's a lot straighter on the new one. It looks very minor, but that little minor difference is what's causing the whole brake system to go messed up. So we're gonna line it up, put the bracket back in, like so. We're gonna insert the bolt from the back side, going through the holes, all the way through. Don't forget that little gasket ring, pop that in there. And now we're gonna replace the little needle pin that we had earlier. Just slide it through the hole here. There we go. Now that it's through, it's pretty much secure, but we do wanna bend it outward. Now I'm gonna split the little legs apart, spread its wings. Voila. Pretty dang solid. I'm proud of myself. All right, so now it's time to put this entire rear set back together. So there are two springs on the other side that we have to clamp on to the lever to give it some tension. So let's just kind of line everything up for the time being. So these go back here, and make sure, and there is a little bit of grease on it, so just keep that in mind. It's a little bit slippery at times. So let's put on these larger bolts for the front. Thread the bolts through, make sure it goes all the way to the back. Alrighty, so now let's test everything out. So obviously this works. Let's check out the brake lever. It's not getting jammed on the frame anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Oh, this is stiff, like really stiff. There we go, cleaned up the front. Okay, so we're back to the pull bar end situation here. I did a little bit of research, and basically this piece should have some clips on both ends to kind of make it thicker. So what I'm thinking is to do a little bit of DIY here and use some 3M adhesive and kind of roll it around the edges, make it a little more thicker to give you a nice, tight fitment. I know what some of you guys are thinking right now, like, yo, this is such a jank process, but hey, if it works, right? I mean, sometimes we just have to make things work, and even if it's not the correct way, so to speak, can at least get things running for the time being. So I'm going to use a little bit of this. It's not super sticky, just because it's cold out and it's probably a little bit of grease on here. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Okay, I'm going to move this down. All right, it's not coming out anymore. Pretty solid. It's pretty tight, so very happy with that. Yeah, this thing is pretty much ready to go. All right, so now I'm gonna put some air in the tires because they do seem a little low. I don't have my portable pump with me, so I'm using my old school method, which is a plug-in. So I'm gonna plug it into my car. Yeah, here we go. So the rear right now is sitting at 22. Oh my gosh, it should be 36. That is very far off. So the backs are good to go. And now we gotta fill up the air for the fronts. So the front tire should be 29. And these brakes are totally cooked. Look at these brakes, man. Hella rusty. All right, so the fronts, we're sitting at 18 PSI, my gosh. Alrighty, so that concludes part 1 of rebuilding the Yamaha R3. It is actually time for me to go take this out on a test ride. So I'm going to switch over to my helmet and my gear and do a POV video. So if you guys want to see my first impressions of what the R3 is like to ride on the road, the bike is still not in perfect condition. The chain still needs adjustment. He did mention to me the clutch is feeling a little bit weird. And also, I really hope the rear brakes actually work this time. So yeah, stay tuned for my first impressions video. I'm gonna go on a quick ride and feel it out and see if there's any other issues that I notice. And then we're gonna come back with a part 2, part 3, etc., etc. However many episodes it takes for me to get this thing running perfectly. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's see this thing come to life over the next few weeks. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in our next one. Peace.